Hi everyone, welcome back to Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. Today's video is all about a Christie for Christmas. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name's Alice and I have way too many books. But today we are not talking about those way too many books. Today's video is a slightly belated Christmas gift guide of sorts. But this one is the gift guide for the mystery lover in your life, and more specifically, the Agatha Christie lover in your life. Stay tuned if you still have people to buy for who you either think would like to get into Agatha Christie or are already massive Agatha Christie fans. A couple of the things that I'm going to talk about I have not actually got myself or tried myself, but a couple of them are actually on my radar, on my Christmas list as it were. Like, there is quite a vast range of Agatha Christie items out there, and I thought we'd have a talk about the ones that I think would be worth getting for your mystery lovers. I obviously don't have any sponsorship, buy or affiliation with Agatha Christie Limited. I'm just a massive fan of Agatha Christie. So yeah, this is just me. A Christie for Christmas was a phrase that was actually coined during Agatha Christie's lifetime. When Agatha Christie was writing very prolifically back in the 30s, she was often actually putting out more than one book per year. And moving into sort of the 40s, especially the late 40s, it began to be more common for there to be one Christie book published each year. Yeah, it's still an absolutely prolific amount of books, but her publishers began to market this as a Christie for Christmas, which was anticipated at the Christmas time of year. I can only imagine the excitement of anticipating a new Agatha Christie book actually coming out. So in some ways, this is still kind of being continued by Agatha Christie's estate, and in the UK especially, we have Agatha Christie adaptations which often come out seasonally. And in more recent years, specifically the last couple of years, there has been quite a lot more attention to Agatha Christie and more books being produced that are either related to Christie, inspired by Christie, continuations of her work. The first thing I wanted to start with was, what do you buy for a Christie lover who has read either all or most of Christie's work? Now, this is me. I don't know if it's any of you as well. I've already read and enjoyed all of Christie's mysteries, at least, and therefore I don't need any more. So we will get on to books last, but first of all, here are some puzzle ideas for your Christie lovers or mystery lovers. So I'm going to start with actually one that would be great for mystery lovers in general. And when I say puzzle lovers on this one isn't specifically Agatha Christie. It also is good for people who like logic puzzles. This is Myrtle. I was kindly sent this book by the lovely Gemma from Gemma Books for my birthday, and I have been solving these Myrtles and I have been really enjoying this book. So I would highly recommend this for your amateur investigator friends and loved ones. There is kind of a running storyline through the book if you do the puzzles in order, as Detective Logico goes through trying to solve some of the murders that have happened. These are logic puzzles. They get harder as they go on. Your aim is to find out the suspect, the location and the weapon, and it's a bit Cluedo-ish. It's really fun. All you need is this book and a pencil. So I would say, yeah, I highly recommend this one. Not specifically for an Agatha Christie lover, but maybe for mystery and puzzle lovers in general. Moving on to other puzzles, there have now been a couple of jigsaw puzzles produced that are kind of official Agatha Christie puzzles. One of these I have already done and I would highly recommend it, and that is The World of Agatha Christie. So this is being billed as a jigsaw puzzle with 90 clues to spot, and it's 1,000 pieces I absolutely loved this puzzle. It was fantastic, and it was also quite fascinating. If you've read a lot of Christie, if you know a lot about Christie, you will enjoy looking for the clues on this puzzle. I actually was puzzling out clues that I wasn't even meant to puzzle out according to these solutions. This one is still put together. Yeah, this comes with a poster of the puzzle, and on the back of this, which I won't show you because of spoilers, it gives you a lot of information about Agatha Christie and tells you what all the clues are. I put this together before looking at that. I wrote down clues that I thought I saw, and yeah, it's really interesting, especially if you are an Agatha Christie lover like me. So heartily enjoyed this one. The other one produced more recently is The World of Hercule Poirot, and this is being billed as a jigsaw puzzle with over 100 clues to spot. And this is brand new to me. I have not yet put this one together, so I don't know yet whether I would recommend this one. But obviously, as a jigsaw puzzle lover and an Agatha Christie lover, and especially a Hercule Poirot lover, I am super excited to do this jigsaw. I cannot see there being a reason why I wouldn't recommend this. This one says, put your little grey cells to the test as you piece together Hercule Poirot's most famous cases. You'll need to use order and method to spot all of the clues, crimes and culprits hidden in this intricate jigsaw, which references all 33 of Agatha Christie's beloved Poirot novels. Very excited to do this puzzle, probably over the Christmas period maybe. I think it would make a wonderful gift. Next up, I thought I would have a quick talk about games. I don't actually own most of the Agatha Christie games that are out yet, board games. There is an Agatha Christie bingo game. I'll try and put a picture on the screen here. The Agatha Christie bingo game is, I assume, a typical bingo game with lots of Agatha Christie characters and probably murder weapons and things as well, maybe. I haven't played it, so I can't guarantee it's amazing, but I do have this one on my own Christmas list. I'm also very interested as an Agatha Christie collector in getting hold of the Agatha Christie playing cards. They look really cool, and yeah, I have these on my list as well. The one Agatha Christie game that I know is still out that I have played is Death on the Cards. This is billed as a fun card game for 2 to 6 players. As far as I can remember, because I've only played it once or twice, it involves cards and it involves one of the people at the table will be the murderer, and it's up to everybody to work out who that is. You work to unmask the killer basically in this game. The killer can escape if you do not work out who the killer is. So I would say that this game would be even better if you probably played it with the maximum amount of players, which is 6. I believe I've played it with 5 people, and we thought it would be even more fun if you had the full amount of people, so you had even more suspects to choose from. But yes, it was a fun game, and if my family enjoyed playing board games over Christmas, I would definitely force them to play this again. Moving on to books. First of all, I thought I would talk about books that have been relatively recently released. The Christie for Christmas book this year is undoubtedly the Sophie Hannah book that I read recently. I'm going to insert a picture here because I've lent it to my mum, and this is Hercule Poirot's Silent Night by Sophie Hannah. Sophie Hannah's been writing a continuation series of the Poirot series and features her own detective who works alongside Poirot, and this is the 5th book in that series. It's especially good as a Christmas present because it is set over the Christmas period, so if you enjoy a festive read, if you like to read something seasonal, then this is a fun book to do so with. Personally, I found this book had quite a slow build, which I didn't mind because I was enjoying it, but I also was a little bit disappointed by the solution to the mystery. That is definitely not to say that everyone would be. I received this from Tandem Collective for a read-along, and I would say most people on the read-along liked this book even more than I did. And I would still say it's a fun, slightly Christmassy murder mystery, so well worth a try if you do like Sophie Hannah's version of Poirot. The other books that have gone into paperback this year. One is a book about Agatha Christie, which is Agatha Christie, An Elusive Woman by Lucy Worsley. I have not yet read this. I did watch, I think, one episode of the Lucy Worsley series about Agatha Christie, and I found it personally a little bit disappointing that she was revealing big spoilers for Agatha Christie books that I thought, particularly the ones that she chose, were books that should not be spoiled. But having said that, I do still want to get to Lucy Worsley's biography at some point. I wasn't quite ready to read it yet because I had quite recently read Agatha Christie's autobiography. I am getting to the point where I will soon be ready to read more Agatha Christie biographies, so this is definitely one that I might pick up. I can't give it my full recommendation, but it is a book that is out there that a lot of people have very much enjoyed. I think that Lucy Worsley does provide spoiler warnings before she gives spoilers, but I feel a little bit cautious because I think there are some solutions to some of her mysteries revealed, so you may want to read those before going into the Lucy Worsley book. The other one that was released last year that is now in paperback is Marple, which is a collection of short stories, and they are written by different modern day authors. I did start to read this. I started to listen to it on audiobook, and I decided to stop so that I could actually read it in a paper format. So again, this one doesn't have my full recommendation. It is, again, authors reimagining Marple. If you are out of Marple stories by Agatha Christie and you would like to try some new ones, this could be a good choice for you. Those are obviously 3 books not written by Agatha Christie. What are my recommendations for Agatha Christie books for Christmas? My personal recommendation for a Poirot book for Christmas time is always Hercule Poirot's Christmas. This is a locked room mystery that is just so brilliantly done. I love the plot of this one. I love a locked room mystery. I love a closed circle family related mystery, and this one is set over Christmas and the patriarch of the family is murdered. It's a great one to get stuck into at Christmas time. If you know that the person you're buying for has not read that yet, I would definitely say that's a great one to go for. A standalone book that I would recommend getting hold of this year, because it is this year's Christie for Christmas. It's been announced as the new TV show that will air in the UK over Christmas time, and that is Murder is Easy. Now, Murder is Easy is a standalone. It has sort of villagey setting, I believe, so a bit similar to Marple vibes, I would say, rather than Poirot vibes. This one involves some mysterious deaths in a village and a man who comes to hear about it because of a chance encounter on a train. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this is adapted. As you know, I'm not a massive fan of adaptations, but I will definitely give this one a go, and it would perhaps make a good gift for somebody who would like to watch the adaptation as well. The last few books that I wanted to show are books that I would recommend if you're actually buying for somebody who is quite new to Agatha Christie or is starting Agatha Christie for the first time and would like a sort of starting off book. So the first one I would always recommend to new starters for Agatha Christie is The Mysterious Affair at Styles. It is the first Hercule Poirot mystery of all. It's Agatha Christie's debut, published in 1920. While I wouldn't say that this is the best Agatha Christie, it does give you a good idea of what kind of thing you can expect from Christie, and introduces you to Poirot and to Captain Hastings. If you wanted to start with what is widely considered Agatha Christie's absolute best standalone, you could buy And Then There Were None, which is very often touted as Agatha Christie's masterpiece. This one is about 10 people being brought together on an island and they start to die. It's about whether those people can work out what is going on before they are all murdered. An absolutely fascinating book, and amazing how Agatha Christie was able to pull off a book with that premise. I'm biased as I am a massive fan of Poirot, but a couple of other Poirots I would highly recommend buying for somebody who maybe hasn't read many Poirots or would like to start Poirot would be Cards on the Table. This one is a really interesting closed circle mystery because it involves 4 detectives in a room with 4 potential murderers, and the person who has invited them winds up dead. My absolute top favourite Poirot of all time is Five Little Pigs. Although this comes much later in the Poirot series, I would still say it's a great book to buy for somebody. Poirot is asked to solve a murder in this one that took place 16 years before, and he's asked to do so by the daughter of the woman who was said to have murdered her husband. This daughter wants Poirot to look back into this and see if actually one of the 5 other suspects was guilty. I think this really shows Agatha Christie's craft and character building at its finest. Really excellent mystery. And the last one I would suggest, which is where I actually personally started, I would start with this book or gift this book to somebody who hasn't read Christie yet if they want to read one of her most iconic Poirot books, and that is Murder on the Orient Express. He and all of his fellow passengers are left stranded on the Orient Express when it runs into a snowdrift, so it's very seasonal as well. This has a fantastic setting on board this train, and a murder has taken place in the carriage that Poirot is travelling in, and of course he is asked to help solve whodunit. I think all of those would be fantastic gifts if you know that your Agatha Christie lover in your life has not yet read those ones. Those are my Agatha Christie gift ideas. Any excuse to talk about Agatha Christie. Let me know in the comments down below if there are any other Agatha Christie related gifts you would recommend, or tell me what is your favourite gift to buy a mystery lover. If you don't have any comments to make today, leave me a gift emoji or a detective emoji. As always, thanks for watching, and if you have enjoyed this, please do give it a like, and please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I would love to see you all again very soon for another video all about books here on Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. Bye for now.